it's important to point out that the last time Bryn Smith was on the mound, he got beat up pretty good at the Metrodome in Minneapolis. What he needs to do, and we mentioned it that day in Minnesota, he has to keep the ball down.
Strike call.
He throws a sinking fastball, a pound ball. And in his repertoire, it's so important that he throws strikes and keep the ball low.
Bounding ball to Eric Young. He throws him out. We've got one away. And now the Rocky Mountain News presents the starting lineup. The first visitors, the Expos, Lansing and Denalou, Grissom, Bolick, Vanderwall, Cordero, Laker, Cianfrocco, and the pitcher, Bottenfield. So with one down, top of the first inning, here's Moises Alou, the right fielder, hitting .357 already this year. Off to a good start. And the pitch is in the dirt. Moises, of course, is the son of the manager, Felipe Alou. He was born on July the 3rd, 1966 in Atlanta. Here's the pitch. And it's his call strike, 1-1. His dad was playing for the Braves that day against the Giants. He went 0-3. His two other brothers, of course, they had hits that day, Jesus and Matty. Here's the offering. Oh, almost took down Jerry Manuel in the coaching box at third. Jerry had to be nimble.
Now, Jerry's a former infielder, so he's used to line drives, but he's a lot more comfortable when he's got a glove on his hand.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Alou. Eric Young throws him out, 2 away. Defensively for the Colorado Rockies, Gerald Clark, Alex Cole, and Dante Bichette from left to right in the outfield, with Charlie Hayes and Freddie Benavides on the left side of the infield. Eric Young and the big cat, Andres Galarraga at first, and Joe Girardi is the catcher.
One thing about Bryn Smith, he beat the Expos twice last year. Those are his numbers from spring training. In lifetime against his former club, he is 5-1. So if you're looking for an edge, it may be that Smith has pitched well against this team.
And it is strike 1 to Marquise Grissom. Grissom, the center fielder. He led the National League with stolen bases last year, and he has the base hit up the middle. So Grissom is aboard, and of course is a threat to go at any time. He had 78 stolen bases last year. He stole third 24 times.
Now we talk about young players and how you look for new young people to make impacts in the major league, and Marquise Grissom is one of those guys that is going to be an impact player. He can hit the ball out of the park, he can run, he can just about do it all.
And the batter is Frank Bolick, the third baseman. Grissom edging off of first.
Now it's up to Bryn Smith to give Joe Girardi a shot at throwing Marquise Grissom out, because with Larry Walker out of the lineup, I think that Felipe Alou is going to have his ball club run as much as he can. Now, they're a running club even when Walker is in the lineup, but even more so, they need to take advantage of the fact that they've got good team speed.
Bolick already with a couple of RBIs this year. And the pitch to the plate is a call strike. Bolick, a switch hitter. He's a rookie. Spent 6 years in the minors. 26 years old. Had 27 home runs last year in AA and AAA ball. Throw to first. And Grissom is back.
Well, you have that type of season in the minor leagues, and you should get a good look at making the club next year. Next year, of course, for Bolick is this year, and he did make the club, and he's hitting cleanup.
2 the count to Bullock. 2 away, top of the first inning. Grissom aboard with the base hit. Here's the pitch out, and he was not going. An 0-2 pitch out. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Bullock. Bullock's slugging percentage was .520 in the minors last year. And he does have that power that Dwayne was talking about.
And one of Bryn Smith's best pitches is the pound ball, like a changeup. If you throw that on the inside part of the plate, a guy like Bullock's going to pull it in the hole.
Base hit into right field, and Grissom will head for third. So back-to-back singles, Grissom and Bullock. And the Expos now with runners on the corners. And the hitter will be the left fielder, John Vanderwall, who has 4 hits and 7 at-bats this year. That's an early average of .571. So he starts the season with a hot streak.
Now Girardi out in front of the plate explaining to Bryn Smith, you got 2 outs. Also letting everyone know if Bullock decides to steal second, he has to let the infielders know where Girardi is going to throw the ball.
Here's the pitch, and it is inside to Vanderwall.
Have a number of different options. If that base runner goes, Girardi can fake to second and go to third, hoping to get Grissom off the bag. You can throw through to try to get the runner at second. Then you risk Grissom scoring from third. Or you can throw through just with the intention to just throwing down there. And having that infielder just catch the ball and watch the guy at third.
2-0 the count to John Vanderwall. Grissom at third, and Bullock is the runner at first. Eric Young, and he throws it out. We're in the middle of the first inning, and we have no score. We'll be back in just a moment. By Alex Cole, Dante Bichette, Andre Scalaraga, the first baseman, Charlie Hayes at third, Gerald Clark in left, Joe Girardi the catcher, Freddie Benavides is the shortstop, and Bryn Smith is the pitcher. Defensively, Vanderwall, Grissom, and Alou in the outfield, left to right. Bullock and Cadero left side of the infield. Lansing and Cianfrocco on the right side, and Tim Laker is the catcher. Kent Bottenfield is on the mound.
Control pitcher Bottenfield. Those are his numbers this spring. He is 0-1.
And it's ball 1.
Johnny, he throws a fastball, slider, curveball, changeup. He keeps the ball down. He likes to get in front of the hitters, and he generally keeps the ball in the ballpark.
And he comes high and is 2-0.
Now, one thing that we should mention, you got a veteran pitcher pitching for the Rockies and a rookie for the Montreal Expos. And it's possible that this kid has some jitters, although he has paid his dues in the minor leagues. So he feels like obviously he is ready.
6'3", 225 pounds. He comes high again, and the count is 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike to count to Eric Young, who is leading it off in the bottom of the first inning for the Colorado Rockies. We have no score in the ball game. Strike call, full count. A very pleasant afternoon, albeit clouding over just a bit. And the 3-2 pitch. Fly ball deep left field. It is mile high and out of here. electrifying the crowd. The hitter is Alex Cole. The Rockies lead the Expos 1-0. The solo shot heard around the Rockies.
Well, I said he generally keeps the ball in the ballpark, but maybe not this one.
And the 2-0 pitch is high. 3-0 the count to Alex Cole.
You know, as an athlete, you always like to be able to pick your spots to do something tremendous.
Strike call.
And what a spot for Eric Young to hit a home run. The first hitter for the Rockies. Here at Mile High. Unbelievable.
And Alex Cole draws the walk. We talked just briefly with Eric Young. He said, be sure and get a shot of all my family and friends. And we said, where are they? And he said, oh, that section up there. We said, thanks a lot. That's a big help. Right now, 80,000 family and friends for Eric Young.
Oh, what a tremendous, tremendous shot.
And speaking of tremendous shots, here's Dante Bichette, who had the solo home run in Shea Stadium. Runner is going. Here's the throw. Stolen base. So Alex Cole in scoring position, and the count at the plate, 1 ball and no strikes to Bichette.
Well, Alex Cole gets a pretty good jump. Not a bad throw by the young catcher Laker, but Alex Cole with a stolen base, and the Rockies are at it again.
He's going to steal third, and he's got it. Alex Cole, back-to-back stolen bases. The count at the plate, a ball and a strike.
If Laker would have had a good grip on this ball, he had a real good shot at throwing out Alex Cole.
And now for the first time in the regular season, you're seeing Baylor ball at work. Here's the pitch. Foul ball.
I want to mention Don Zimmer is coaching third. Jerry Royster had a death in his family. He left and went to his hometown after the ball game at Shea Stadium. So Don Zimmer is now coaching third.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Base hit, another run is in. Rockies lead it 2-0. And Dante has his second RBI of the year.
Now, the one thing that Bichette does so well is he's strong enough to fight off anything inside. You see how that pitch was tailing in right on his hands? He got the bat head out and hit it hard enough to get it into the outfield for an RBI single.
And that will bring up the first baseman, Andres Galarraga. Nobody out. 2 runs are in. Eric Young opened the bottom of the first with a solo home run. Throw to first, and Bichette is back. And Dante is a threat to go because everybody is a threat to go. Galarraga hitting .286 early in the year. And this one's fouled out of play for a souvenir.
Now, right now, Bottenfield, who has 36 days in the major leagues, is working just to try to get out of the first inning. And all of a sudden things start to snowball and you can't stop them.
Go to first. And Dante is back. 0-1 the count to Andres Galarraga. Eric Young electrifying the crowd. with that solo leadoff home run. Here goes Bichette, and he's got the stolen base. So already in the bottom of the first inning, 3 stolen bases. Cole got 2, and Bichette got 1.
And Felipe Alou coming out. Bichette actually broke before Bottenfield went to home plate. Had Bottenfield stepped off, Bichette obviously would have been a dead duck. But he never took a peek, and that's what Felipe Alou is telling him. He's actually giving him a pretty good earful. You know, sometimes you go out there and you talk to those pitchers and you're kind and you want to make them feel good. That wasn't the type of conversation that Felipe Alou was having with Kent Bottenfield.
One and one the count at the plate. Fly ball, shallow right field. Lansing goes out. Alou comes in and he takes it. Bichette fakes going to third, remains at second, and we have 1 away.
Well, I'm sure Colorado a little disappointed that he did not advance that runner to third base with less than 2 outs. Here you see the crowd, and it's a beauty, let me tell you.
This will be a new opening day record in the majors.
It's also a 5 helicopter game.
Yes, it is. Here's Charlie Hayes, the third baseman. And he takes a cut and he misses for strike 1.
Now, Charlie saw how well Young's ball traveled out of here, so it looked like he was trying to go for the distance, too. I asked Dale Murphy before the game, I said, Murph, you know, you're a guy 200 shy of 400. Can you tell, is there a difference? Does the ball carry a little bit more?
Here's the pitch. And this does carry, but it is foul. Woo! It's up there.
He told me, Charlie, he said, you know, he said, I haven't really hit the ball that well in the last couple of days, but I've watched our pitchers hit, and they were peppering the 400-foot wall in right center field. So, yes, the ball does carry.
That one statement, when I watch the pitchers hit, you know it's carrying. Bichette, the runner at second. 1 away. No balls, 2 strikes to count to Charlie Hayes.
Sometimes you have to be careful, though, Charlie, if you're a power hitter, that you don't try to do too much. In other words, Charlie Hayes in a position here where he has seen how well the ball carries. You start taking that left shoulder and you start pulling it out. So that means anything on the outside part of the plate you can't reach.
This one is fouled away. And the count holds at 1 ball, 2 strikes to Charlie Hayes. We're in the bottom of the first inning with 1 away, and the Rockies are out in front of the Expos by a score of 2-0. Here's the pitch, and it's inside. Count evens at 2-2.
Good idea by Bottenfield, trying to work Charlie Hayes on the inside part of the plate.
Sun breaking through the clouds. Here's the pitch. This one is deep left field, mile high, and it's out of here. Two-run home run, Charlie Hayes. And the Rockies rule 4-0. Let's
check out the location. That's what a hanging breaking ball looks like. And when it comes up there, it's got a big sign on it that says, hit me and hit me far. And that's what Charlie Hayes did.
And here's the left fielder, Gerald Clark. And Bottenfield misses for ball one.
And people are going to say, well, look at that. Another one where the altitude really helped it get out of here. Not so. That was gone in every park in the league.
So Eric Young with a solo home run. Charlie Hayes with a 2-run home run. Alex Cole scoring with Bichette getting the RBI. This one is lined to left field. And it is off of the wall. And Clark heads for second.
And Charlie, what's interesting is all of this has happened so fast, the bullpen is still quiet. Gerald Clark, he comes up with his first hit of the season, and this is a fastball belt high.
And now we'll have some stirring in the bullpen.
Yeah.
Mike Gardner is up. Still only one away. 4 runs in the bottom of the first. And Joe Girardi bounces one to the shortstop. And they barely get it. Woo. Cordero throwing out Girardi. And there is Mike Gardner loosening up in the bullpen for the Expos. 2 away, and here's the shortstop, Freddie Benavides. Gerald Clark with that double is the board at second. And the Rockies are out in front 4-0. So far in the inning, 3 stolen bases, 2 home runs, and a total of 4 hits, a single and a double, the other 2.
Now, opportunity right there, Charlie, to see a little bit of Will Cordero and his abilities at shortstop. What a fine play.
1-1 pitch. Strike 2.
You never know about certain plays. You can always look back at one particular defensive play. That play that Cordero made may have kept Bottenfield in the game.
Count holds at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Freddie Benavides. Freddie still looking for his first hit of the season. But the Rockies with the bottom of the first inning that they could only dream about. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt. And Clark moves to third. Charlie Hayes' home run was measured at 390 feet.
There you see Laker trying to keep it within the area. He recovers, and Gerald Clark ahead of the throw.
And Benavides.
It's never happened.
Well, it happened once.
Well, yeah,
No.
but you know, a full house like this is tremendous for Eric Young.
And it was on a full count.
You know, he was the only guy involved in the first inning where he had 3 4-3 putouts, and then he leads off the inning by stroking one over the fence. And he's not a guy that's going to hit a lot of home runs, but he sure picked the right spot to hit his first.
He's been busy today.
Oh.
All right, here's the shortstop, Will Cordero, to lead off the top of the second inning for the Expos. Rockies out in front by a score of 4-0. 4 runs on 4 hits. The Expos no runs on 2 hits. Here's the pitch.
I think the first inning is the best example of what can happen to you in this ballpark if you do not keep the ball down. Now, Bryn Smith did, and he got 3 ground outs. Bottenfield did not. A lot of balls hit in the air, and you can see what happens.
2 balls, no strikes to count to Cordero. Here's the pitch. High fly ball, right field. Bichette circles back and makes the play.
Now that ball carried well too, but you got a little breeze which is heading out in that direction.
Since 1990, Coors has been committed to solving the problem of illiteracy. So join Coors Literacy Pass It On program to share in our commitment. Call the Coors Literacy Hotline at 1-800-626-4601. Here's the catcher, Tim Laker. And he looks at a breaking ball that misses. 1 ball, no strikes to count to Laker. Benavides can't come up with it. And it will be an error on Freddie. And Laker is aboard.
Yeah, Freddie with the backhand. The ball hit him on the heel of the glove. Came up a little bit. And then he still had a shot if he could have come up with it clean the second time, and he did not. The infield grass looks like it's nice and plush and soft. It is. However, it's still very fast. Don Zimmer, before the game, who was hitting fungo, said, watch how this ball takes off when it hits the grass. And it really did.
Here's the first baseman, Arquisian Franco. Tim Laker, the runner at first. 1 away. Top of the second inning. Bichette goes back and right and makes the play. The grass a little bit spotty in right field, but Bichette said he watched the bounces yesterday, took some balls. They had some grass that died on them. They couldn't get the turf in to grow again in time for the opener, but he said it's not that bad. Here's the pitcher, Kent Bottenfield. When the Expos, as an expansion team, had their opener in Parc de Jarry, the infield, the skin part of the infield, bounced up and down because of all the rain that they had had. It was very mushy. So what happened is both managers talked to all the players, and so nobody mentioned it to the press. But it was almost a giveaway. A runner on first would take his lead. He'd move way in on the grass. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Two balls, no strikes to count to Bottenfield. We're in the top of the second inning. Mile High Stadium, Denver, Colorado. Call strike.
Charlie, we were told, and in the press guide, that Bottenfield was a switch hitter, but he's not hitting left-handed against the pitcher, Bryn Smith, who is right-handed. Maybe Bottenfield likes that short porch.
Yes, he may like that. Hayes will charge it, and Charlie does not make the play. Here's another look.
Well, I think this is an infield hit. Sometimes you're better off not slowing the ball down. And if Bryn Smith would have let the ball go, it would have been an easier play for Charlie Hayes or Benavides. But Charlie's got a barehanded throw on the run. And the only thing I can think of is that Galarraga did not hang on to it, and you can see the ball laying right there.
It is an infield hit. Lakers a runner at second, Bottenfield's at first. And Mike Lansing, who is 0 for 1 in the ball game, is the batter. The breaking ball is outside. Lansing is replacing DeShields because DeShields is out with the chickenpox. Lansing is from Rawlins, Wyoming. And he nails one deep in the power alley. And Alex Cole makes the play. We're in the middle of the second, and the Rockies lead 4-0. The Rockies out in front by a score of 4-0. After that disastrous outing against the Minnesota Twins, I talked to Brent after the ball game, and he said one of the great things about the game of baseball is you immediately have to put this kind of an outing behind you because you're going to pitch again in 4 or 5 days. He said it's even better if you're a hitter. You can go 0 for 4 and you come back the next day. He said, but I've learned that I can put it out of my mind in 30 minutes. No, he said 2 hours. But 2 hours, he said, that's the max.
Well, he did everything he could that day in Minnesota to try to figure out how to get the ball down.
He said he went through 17 checkpoints to get the ball down, and he never could get it down.
And the harder he tried, the harder they hit the ball.
Yes, they did. Here's the pitch from Bottenfield. And he misses for ball 1.
You always have to remember that Bryn Smith did not have the same amount of spring training time as the rest of the guys on the staff.
2-0.
You know, you can cram certain things, but getting into pitching shape is not something that you can cram to do. You just have to take your 4th or 5th day, throw.
Off of the glove of the pitcher, picked up by Lansing, and they throw him out. I thought for a moment we might have that same situation that we saw in the last half inning. Don't miss the Big Dodge Caravan Sale event. See your Dodge dealer today. One away, top of the order, Eric Young, who led off the bottom of the first with that solo home run. He gets the ovation. And it's low and away for ball 1. Eric Young coming out of the Dodgers organization. Last year at Albuquerque, he hit .337 and had just 3 home runs at Albuquerque. Here's the pitch. So like you said, he's not known for the long ball, but he will forever in Rocky history be known for the home run.
Picked a great spot.
Oh, yes. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Strike call.
I always like to see a hitter who knows what type of player that he is. Here's Eric Young. He hits a home run in the first inning. And what does he do here in the second? He tries to bunt his way on. That's his game.
3 balls, 1 strike to count. The lights have been turned on here at Mile High Stadium. It's 3:46 in the afternoon. And he walks it. That is the second walk that Bottenfield has given up. And remember, he walked Alex Cole in the bottom of the first, who immediately stole second and then third. So you got to watch Eric Young. He may do the same thing. And we will have Mike Gardner up again in the bullpen. Here's the throw to first. So the manager of the Expos, Felipe Alou, may not wait much longer for Bottenfield to get his pitching going. Young is leading, and now he's creeping back to first. I love that. Like if I sneak back, you won't know I'm there. First he was leaning towards second, and then he was leaning back to first. 1 away. And he's back in. Now watch this. He leans, now he leans back. Quietly.
You still got to be fast to act like that.
Oh yes, you got to have that explosion to know you get away with it.
Some big old heavy guy at first could never do that.
He starts to creep back, they'll throw him out.
And you could hear him creep back.
Yes. The pitch to Cole. Strike call, squared as if he wanted to bunt. Bullock came down from third. And it's strike 1.
You know, we were talking, Charlie, before the game how the Giants were ready for a Bottenfield.
Yes.
And what we meant by that was is they had seen Doc Gooden at Shea Stadium, followed by Brett Saberhagen. Take nothing away from Kent Bottenfield, but they were ready to face someone who hadn't won a Cy Young.
That's right. The Rockies open the season facing 2 Cy Young Award winners. And both of them throwing very well for early in the season.
And both,
I mean, mid-season form.
Oh, they're both looking like they're going to try to share the award.
That's right. They split it up. Look to first. Young. Scooting by. Oh, 1 pitch out. Not good.
The one thing guys like Gooden and Saberhagen can do is not only do they beat you, but if they are on like they were, they can actually make your club look like a club that's not a very good hitting club, and that's what happened.
Oh yeah, they make you look bad. But when they're on, they can make any club look bad.
That's right, and unfortunately for the Rockies, an expansion team, I'm sure people started to say, well, there you go, they're starting to play like an expansion team.
1 ball, 1 strike the count to Alex Coe. 1 away. Another pitch out. He's not going. 2 balls, 1 strike the count.
Now here's Bottenfield, who has just walked Eric Young, and 2 pitch outs have been called, so not on his accord is he behind 2-1.
In the hole to right field. Young heads for third. Here's the throw. He's on third. The ball gets away. He heads for home. He slides. He scores. It's a 5-0 ball game.
Eric Young dodges the base hit by Alex Cole, and now third base is his goal. But once he sees the ball get away, tries to catch the helmet, watches the ball go by Zimmer, and he is off to the races. Eric Young has been up twice in this game, and he has scored 2 runs.
And Alex Coe with a base hit ends up at second on the throw to third. And here's Dante Bichette. Bichette with a single and RBI, and he has scored a run. And the Rockies are out in front by a score of 5-0. 1 away, bottom of the second inning. A pop-up. Cianfrocco, the first baseman, makes the play. So now with 2 away, the hitter will be Andres Galarraga. The Big Cat is 0 for 1 in the ball game with a fly ball to Moises Alou in right field. And you'll notice he starts with that open stance, but then he will stride toward the pitcher and squares it up and fouls it back.
That's right, he has to. Otherwise, there's no way Galarraga could cover middle half of the plate in a way. And it's something that he and Don Baylor worked at when both Baylor and Galarraga were in St. Louis last year.
One ball, 1 strike, the count to Andres. Haves foul back for a souvenir. Boy, what a great crowd we have here today. This may be one of the outstanding views in sports to look out today here at Mile High Stadium. More than 80,000. And this one's foul back. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Colorado.
Has to be the largest bleacher section I've ever seen,
Yes.
Charlie.
There is a floating bleacher section out in center field that looked like they filled it 4 blocks away and rolled it in. Yeah, there they are.
They're a little off angle.
But they're glad to be here. They're part of history.
They haven't missed a thing, have they?
No. Right field, Alou goes back and makes the play. In the bottom of the second, the Rockies add 1 more, and after 2 are complete, the Rockies lead it 5-0. Bryn Smith is on the mound for Colorado. And leading off the top of the 3rd inning, Moises Alou. Last year, Moises, a solid year, and he played all 3 outfield positions. Had 16 stolen bases. He could almost double that. And is an excellent butter. Good young ball player. Strike call. Moises is 0 for 1 in the ballgame. And with the foul ball, the count is 0-2. The wind beginning to pick up just a little bit, blowing across the outfield from left to right. And is starting to cool off as we move on the 4 o'clock mark. This one gets past Bichette. Alou will go for 3. He slides up to the base of the game.
Well, Bichette tried to make the shoestring catch and missed. But backing him up is Alex Cole. Good cutoff relay. Benavides to Charlie Hayes, and then Alou could not stay on the bag. This is another reason why sliding head first sometimes can hurt you. Your momentum can carry you right off of that bag.
And we'll take another look at that momentum right after the next pitch. Marquise Grissom, the hitter, and it's inside. 1-1.
There are no handles on the bases. Nothing for him to grab onto.
And he had that full head of steam, and the momentum, as you said, when his body took him to the outside of the bag, it just wouldn't stop. Charlie Hayes throws out Grissom, and we have 2 away. Rocky fans, Domino's and the Colorado Rockies have teamed up to offer you a Rockies pizza special for only $9.99. And every time you order a large one-item pizza, Domino's will donate a portion of each sale to the Rockies Youth Foundation. So call Domino's now and ask for your Rockies special. Remember the price, $9.99. Here's the 3rd baseman, Frank Bolek.
So far for Bryn Smith. Get out in front, keep the ball down.
Bolek, a switch hitter. This year, all of his hits have come from the left side. And the 1-1 pitch. And Benavides makes the play. Hayes with a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 1st inning. And he nailed it. They marked it off at 390 feet. Here's the pitch. And it's high and outside for ball 1. Hayes home run, his first hit of the season. And now he has his second hit of the season. You talk about having your game face on. Hayes was testy around the batting cage.
Yeah, he wanted just about everybody to leave him alone.
Yeah, get back. And he started kind of swinging the bat outside of the cage, and all the media were stepping back in her. That kind of cleared everybody away.
Yeah, of course, anytime you're hitless in your first two games can make you that way.
Here's Gerald Clark. And he looks at a call strike. He doubled in the bottom of the first inning. Moved to third on the wild pitch and was left stranded there. Hayes goes. He lines it right back to the pitcher. It'll be a double play. Bottenfield protecting himself, picks it up as Clark lines into the double play.
A lot of pitchers do not finish up properly, so they could never catch this ball. But Bottenfield saw the line drive, and his reaction's pretty good.
And here's Joe Girardi. Continental Airlines, official airline of the Colorado Rockies, proving one airline can make a difference in Colorado. 0-1 the count to Joe Girardi, the catcher, who's 0 for 1 in the ballgame. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. Bounding ball to Bullock. And he's safe. The throw pulls Cianfrocks off the back. And Girardi was past him before he could make the tag.
Now, Cianfrocco is a big target, and Bullock needs it on this throw. He just lets it get away from him. Comes off the bag. Did he tag him? Looked like he might have.
So Girardi is on the air on Bullock. And here's Freddie Benavides, who struck out in the bottom of the first inning. The only strikeout victim thus far of Bottenfield.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. Call it before. What happened now?
Girardi, the runner at first. As the Rockies continue to have runners aboard in every inning. Here's the pitch. And Bullock will get another chance, and this time Benavides beats it out for an infield single.
Now Bullock backhands it, but watch how he takes his time. Loses it, recovers it, forget it. You might as well eat it, because Benavides gets down the line pretty well.
No, they change it to an error on Bullock. That is back-to-back errors on Bullock. And the hitter will be Brent Smith.
Now, if you're Bullock, you got to think that this one is going to come right at you.
Oh, you know it's going to.
I've been in this spot where I've made back-to-back errors.
The ball seeks you out.
And I have to tell you, you hear major leaguers say this all the time. You know, I wanted the next one hit right at me. That's a bunch of baloney. Please, out of my area.
Hit it to the first base side. I'll think about it 2 innings later. 1-1 the count to Smith.
But it happens to everybody. I know my partner with the Giants all those years, Joe Morgan, he made 3 errors in 1 inning. And he said, you know, I'm a small guy and I still couldn't dig a hole big enough to crawl in.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. And the changeup misses. 2 balls, 1 strike to count, 2 away. We're in the bottom of the third. The Rockies lead it 5-0 with Girardi aboard at second and Benavides the runner at first. And this one is low. And Bottenfield is in danger of walking the pitcher. call. Full count.
Charlie, a number of years back with the Giants, Bob Brenly, who's not normally a third baseman. Roger Craig asked him if he could play third. He said, sure. Made 4 errors in one game, 3 in an inning. Let in a whole bunch of runs, but he hit a home run in the 9th to win it. So it all paid off for him.
Runners are going. This one is foul back over the screen right below.
And that's what Brenly kept saying. You know, I just knew that every ball was coming right in my direction. Baseball is not very forgiving sometimes. It'll find the guy that is struggling.
Girardi at second, Benavides at first. Runners going, and this one is fouled out. So Smith with a couple of pretty good cuts protecting the plate.
Now Brent Smith, like most pitchers, right now what they need to do is just make contact. Try to put the ball in play.
Runners are going, and he puts in play to the third baseman. And this time Bullock throws him out. But it was close, and the ball did seek him out. After 3, Rockies 5, Expos nothing.
There you see some of the fans here at Mile High Stadium in a historic afternoon. One thing that we immediately noticed is typically the worst driving day is a Friday just about this time on the freeways, and we can see the freeways from here, and they are almost empty.
They are almost empty. You know, if you were to fly over Denver, you would wonder what was going on if you didn't know. Now that's rush hour traffic on a Friday afternoon.
Well, they'll take that every Friday.
Oh yes.
Now it may be a little different around 6:30, but who cares?
That's right.
Right now it's 5-0, and the Rockies are leading, and everybody in this ballpark is having a grand time. A lot of little ones at the park today. They certainly won't remember it, but they will know that they were here. Number of banners. We saw a banner as the Rockies took the field, and it was a big sign that said, finally. And I'm sure at some point tomorrow in the local papers we'll probably see a picture of that.
Oh yes.
Here for the Expos as they trail 5-0. It'll be John Vanderwall, followed by Will Cordero and Tim Laker. And that's a strike. We should mention that yesterday the Expos and the Cincinnati Reds played. And that's a strike, and quickly it's 0-2. And the final score in that game, the Expos beat the Reds 14-11. So let's not get too comfortable with a 5-0 lead. Charlie Hayes one-hands it to Galarraga. One out here in the 4th inning.
Since 1873, Coors Brewing Company has called Colorado its home, and today in Golden, Colorado, Coors operates the largest brewery in the world. When you choose Coors, you choose Colorado.
Looking more at that game yesterday that the Expos played in, they scored 4 runs in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, 8 in the 4th. And Cordero takes the first pitch outside, 1-0. So this is an explosive club. You have to remember one thing. Their best player, Larry Walker, is out with a hamstring, and he hurt it yesterday. 1-0 pitch to Cordero is chopped foul. And now it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The Expos took 2 out of 3 at Riverfront Stadium. We talked about how many people picked the Mets to win the division. A lot of people picked the Expos. Cordero again chops it foul. This club finished so strong at the end of the season. Felipe Alou did a terrific job once he took over as the skipper. Cordero with a high hopper to his opposite number, and Benavides throws him out. 6-3 on the putout. And that'll bring up Tim Laker.
You mentioned the Expos, an explosive ball club at the plate. This year they're off hitting at a .264 clip as a team.
Many people feel that the Mets will win out just because of their staff, their starting pitching, and of course a healthy John Franco. But with the way the Expos finished last year, I really believe that you have to take them quite seriously. Laker reached on Benavides's error in the second inning. Laker now 2 for 7 on the season with an RBI. And this is squibbed off the end of the bat, and it rolls foul. It appears that Bryn Smith has gotten into a nice rhythm. Something that he never had in his last outing in Minnesota. He just couldn't find it. Inside, and it hit Laker, so he'll take first base. And that'll bring up Archie Cianfrocco.
What happens on a pitch like that? It's an 0-2 count. He's coming inside. Does it just get away from him?
Yeah, he's trying to establish to Laker that on 0-2, I'm going to come in on you. Problem with that, though, is sometimes on an 0-2 pitch, it does get away from you because it's a pitch that you just don't concentrate on. You know you're out in front of the hitter. So here's Cianfrocco. The other way. Galarraga cuts it off the short way. Good play by the big cat with Benavides covering. And the Expos will strand one here in the fourth inning. We've played 3.5. And do the same here in the fourth. Young, Cole, and Bichette. Eric Young has scored 2 runs, a solo home run. He's also walked. And he chops this one foul. And guess who's back? Jerry Royster. Welcome back, Jerry. Bottenfield with the 0-1 pitch, and Young bluffs a bunt, and it's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bottenfield, as Charlie mentioned, good size, 6'3", 225, 24 years old. There's a good curveball, and that's a strike, and it's 1-2. Some of the words to describe Bottenfield: nothing fancy, a workhorse type pitcher. On the ground, and Bullock can't come up with it. So Frank Bullock, a game that he'd like to forget about defensively at third. The Young pulls it, Bullock backhands it, and they may give Young a base hit on that, although it should be an error on Bullock.
They're going to give him the base hit. I don't know, maybe they feel sorry.
Well, my experiences.
Frank keeps saying, not anymore.
My experiences are that official scorers do not feel sorry for people.
No, that's true.
So a base hit for Eric Young, and Young will take it. He's leaning, he does not go, and Alex Cole with the bunt. Bullock barehands it, and his throw goes down the line. Over to third goes Young. To second is Alex Cole, and that'll be another error on Bullock. It should be a bunt base hit, and then the throw that gets away, the error, allowing Cole to go to second and Young to third. And of course, you can back up all you want, but it's not going to matter. Went down there where the stands jet out. There's the throw. Well, it should be a base hit all the way. So Dante Bichette will step up to the plate with runners at second and third and nobody out. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball.
And Mike Gardner is up again in the bullpen for the Expos. Official score is going to rule it a sacrifice and an error.
The 0-1 pitch. Bichette pokes it to right field. Coming in is Alou. He makes the catch. Tagging is Young. He is going to score. To throw to third is not in time. It'll be a sacrifice fly for Dante Bichette. So Bichette likes to go the other way. Comes up with the sacrifice fly. And now with a man on third and one out, it's Galarraga with the infield playing in. And he base hit left field. It is now 7-0. Galarraga pokes one past the drawn-in infield. Thus far, an offensive day for the Colorado Rockies as Galarraga picks up his first hit in the ball game.
And look at the, you can't quite see it there, but as the ball went by the third baseman, Frank Bolick, he was hanging his head. And come on, guys, you can hit to the other side.
Stay away from me.
Stay away.
Charlie Hayes is 2 for 2. And that just misses. Hayes with a 2-run home run in the first inning. He singled in the third. Rockies leading 7-0. Hayes to the left side. Cordero goes the short way. Will they turn it? They do. Does it look like Charlie Hayes stumbled? You hope that he started to feel it and then slowed up. If you do not pull it completely, your rehab period is going to be nearly in half. So Charlie Hayes telling the Rockies trainer that it appears that it's a hamstring. And Jim Tatum will come in and he'll play third base. So Dave Salati, the Rockies trainer, is going to have his work cut out for him trying to get Charlie Hayes ready.
And a pinch hitter. Ted Wood is the pinch hitter.
Ted Wood, former San Francisco Giant, Ted Wood. And he fouls it out of play. And it's no balls and 1 strike to Ted Wood. So Bottenfield is out of the game. Rockies are leading 7-0. And Ted Wood dribbles it to the right side. Galarraga will take it himself. Wood's retired. 3 unassisted.
And Rockies fans, Domino's and the Rockies have teamed up to offer you a Rockies pizza special for only $9.99. So call Domino's now. Enjoy the rest of the ball game with a Rockies special. It's only $9.99.
With 1 out, that'll bring up the top of the batting order, Mike Lansing. Lansing is grounded out and he is flied out. He is 0 for 2. And that's a strike. Well, at Comiskey Park, King Soopers telling us that the Yankees beat the White Sox 11-6. Bo Jackson with a home run in his first at bat. Talking about the Yankees, I was looking at their box score from their game yesterday against the Cleveland Indians, and I saw something in a box score that I had never, ever seen before. And here's the 0-2 pitch, and it's outside.
And then you showed it to me this morning, and I said, "You're kidding."
If you get home tonight, or if your sports page is laying around, take a look at the line score for Steve Howe in the Yankees box score. inside to Mike Lansing. Steve Howe, in his first appearance, allowed 5 hits, 6 earned runs in no innings. His ERA, infinity. Grounded, Tatum. He'll get a shot, and it won't be in time. So you come into the game, the ball will find you.
It's an automatic rule of baseball, isn't it?
Jim Tatum will tell you about it after the game. A little slow hopper, and he has to catch it and get rid of it quickly. And Lansing, who runs well, beat it out easily. It'll be an infield hit for Lansing. So I had never seen that before.
INF.
INF.
That's just
infinity. That's not good.
no.
Although it's still early.
It may be late too.
Moises Alou,
Later than you think.
who tripled.
If it's infinity.
Who tripled to lead off the 3rd inning and then overslid the bag at 3rd and was tagged out. He was the hitter with 1 down. Alou was one of the heroes in Montreal's victory yesterday. He was 3 for 6 with 3 RBIs. Line drive, base hit to left field. So Moises Alou with a solid single, and the Expos have something going here in the top of the 5th inning.
Your Front Range Jeep Eagle dealers also have something going. They just received a huge factory allotment of fun-loving 1993 Jeep Wranglers. So come into your dealer right now for the greatest selection of the year on 93 Wranglers and what could be the biggest savings of the year. Notice how cleverly I just bridged that right in. It's amazing.
Rolled it right in. Here's Marquise Grissom, who is 1 for 2. And there's a breaking ball, and Grissom immediately started to get out of the batter's box, and it missed. So Bryn Smith, who was on the ropes in the 1st inning, has pitched well since then. In this situation, those pitchers always looking for that pitch where they can induce that ground ball to one of their middle infielders. And Girardi with a nice play. Nothing that you'll see in the box score, but the fans here at Mile High sure appreciated it. You got the fans right where you want them, Charlie. They'll just about cheer anything right now. And that particular play right there by Joe Girardi deserved in applause, and he got it from the fan. Two balls and no strikes to Marquise Grissom. And that's a strike on the inside corner, says Mike Winters, the home plate umpire. Bryn Smith, 37 years old. This is his 12th major league season.
And his first 9 were spent with the Expos.
The other way, Bichette has a beat on it. He makes the catch. And with that terrific arm, he gets it back into the infield.
Dante yesterday was talking about the vastness of right field. He said, I went all the way back to the corner, and I looked to third, and I said, ooh, that's going to be a test.
But he loves that challenge.
Oh, yes.
You know, those right fielders who are blessed with great arms love to show off that throwing arm, and Bichette did it right there. Frank Bullock will be the hitter. He is singled and popped out. He has had a day defensively that he would like to forget. He's made 3 errors. And that's outside and high, 1-0. Take a look at the base runners. At second base is Mike Lansing. At first is Moises Alou. Bryn Smith to the plate, and it's outside, 2 balls and no strikes. We mentioned earlier the success that Bryn Smith has had against the Expos, 5-1 lifetime, and 2 of his 4 wins last year were against Montreal. That's grounded foul. And now it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
I was just thinking on this historic day of baseball in Denver that because of the satellites, viewers are probably watching this game halfway around the world. Why not send us a postcard and let us know where you are when you... If there are any prizes or anything, we'd just like to hear from you. Wonder how far away and how many foreign countries we have viewers in.
Where are you watching from? That's a good idea.
I don't know. You could just mail it to Dwayne and Charlie, Denver, Colorado. Post office would go crazy, wouldn't it? They'll say, what is this? They gotta be kidding.
2-2 pitch to Bullock. And now it's a full count.
No, there's a great post office here. They'll get the mail to us.
So the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes to Frank Bullock. Runners will be moving. Lansing at second, Alou is at first. And the pitch. And it's grounded to Galarraga. He's got it. He'll take it himself. Bryn Smith gets out of it here in the 5th. After 4.5, the Rockies are leading 7-0. Takes a strike to lead it off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Clark, Girardi, and Benavides. Mike Gardner is the new pitcher. And for Gardner, this is his 2nd appearance this year. See his numbers last year in Boston, 4-10 with a high earned run average. And that's outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And he was scheduled to start in Sunday's ball game.
I believe he was, which means all the information that we have is wrong. 2-1 pitch is outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Gardner has pitched 2/3 of an inning this year, and he's been perfect. Clark back up the middle into center field, a base hit. Gerald Clark is now 2 for 3. You remember Clark also lined one right back at Bottenfield. So Joe Girardi, who is 0 for 2, he's grounded out and reached on an error. He steps up to the plate. Girardi takes a curveball that misses 1-0. Girardi is looking for his first base hit this year. He is now 0 for 8. Gerald Clark, and they're going to hold him up. Girardi with a double. Runners at second and third with nobody out. And the hitter will be Benavides. Well, it's nice to get on the board if you're Joe Girardi.
And he picked a nice spot.
Oh, he really did. He found that alley in right center field.
And that's the stroke that he's been looking for, too.
So there's Girardi.
Yeah, look at that smile. He'll be one of the most popular of the Rocky players.
Benavides has struck out, and he's reached on an error. And there's a curveball that is in there for a strike.
Bank One Colorado is proud to be the official bank of the Colorado Rockies. Bank One, whatever it takes, member FDIC.
Benavides, like Girardi, is hitless thus far this year. And that misses 1 ball and 1 strike. Infield is playing in with the Rockies leading 7-0. Felipe Alou wants to cut off every run that he can. They cannot afford to be down by more than what they are already. The 1-1 pitch. Benavides grounds it foul. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And with the infield in, you almost hate to be the third baseman, Frank Bullock, because the ball constantly seems to find him. 3 errors in the ball game.
You know, Bullock.
And no place to hide.
You're right, in front of 80,000 plus. He's not had one of those days you'd like to write home about. Benavides grounds it. It gets into left field. Clark scores. To third goes Girardi, and it's 8-0. So Benavides is on the board. You like to take advantage of that infield when they're playing in, and it turns a 250 hitter into a 400 hitter. You see Cordero as he dives for it. If he's playing back, Benavides is going to be out. So that'll bring to the plate Bryn Smith. And remember, Bryn Smith can do one or two things. He can be swinging away or trying to sacrifice that guy from first to second. And that's what it looks like he's going to do, and he takes a strike. Benavides aboard at first base. He's just picked up his first hit and his first RBI. And Bryn Smith trying to sacrifice him to second. And he bunts it foul. And quickly it's 0-2. But one of the things that managers like to be able to see their pitchers do, and that's bunt. It hasn't happened in this particular at bat for Bryn Smith, but he is a good bunter.
Will he go ahead here? An 0-2 pitch to bunt?
I think he's going to let him swing away. And then again, he may say, it's your job to get it down. Get it down. I don't care if you have 2 strikes on you or not.
But also it doesn't wear him out.
So that'll be a strikeout. And the first for Mike Gardner.
But it does conserve the energy of Bryn Smith.
Yes, it does. He does not have to hustle down the line. And here's Eric Young. And there's a breaking ball that misses 1-0. Eric Young got it all going for the Rockies in the bottom of the first inning with a solo home run in left center field. He has scored 3 times. He's been on base all 3 times. And he takes a strike. He has walked and he has singled. He is 2 for 2. Breaking ball, and it is foul. Just foul, says Mark Hirschbeck, third base umpire. So Benavides back to first, and back to third is Girardi. On deck is Alex Cole. Inside, and Eric Young snaps back, and now it's 2-2. Two-two pitch. Base hit center field, and here comes Girardi. So a guy straightens you up. The best way to come back at him is single up the middle, and that's what Eric Young did. Young has now been on base 4 times, and he picks up his second RBI. So a perfect script thus far.
Oh, yes.
Alex Cole pitches outside. 1-0. Alex Cole in the first inning walked, stole 2 bases, and scored. Single in the second, And he reached on a sacrifice in the 4th. That's outside, and it's 2 balls and no strike.
And I'm not sure that anybody in the Rockies organization, from Jerry McMorris at the top all the way down, dreamed this day could be like this so far.
What a great script. And that's grounded foul. 2 balls and 1 strike to Alex Cole. We haven't received the official attendance. When we hear it, you will hear it. The 2-1 pitch to Alex Cole is down low, 3 balls and 1 strike. Gardner to the plate. Alex Cole, a line drive right at Cordero. He will step on the bag, and that'll do it. The Rockies do come up with a couple of runs here in the 5th inning. We've exposed 9-12-1 for the Rockies. Is Don Baylor and Jerry Royster in conversation down in the Rockies dugout. And for Bryn Smith here in the 6th, he'll be facing Vanderwall, Cordero, and Tim Laker. Bryn Smith has not struck any Expos out, nor has he issued any walks. And that is a typical Bryn Smith type performance when he's pitching well. On the ground, Galarraga will flip it to Bryn Smith, covering, 1 out. From Continental Airlines, our National League final, the Cubs beat the Phillies 11-7. So with 1 out, here is Will Cordero, who is flied out and grounded out. First pitch to Cordero is a strike. Cordero looked like he was taking all the way.
You mentioned we're waiting for the official attendance today. The old Major League record, 78,672. That should be broken. That was on April the 18th, 1958, when the Dodgers hosted San Francisco in the Los Angeles Coliseum.
Now it appears that the other franchises now have something to shoot for.
Yes.
On the ground, Benavides stretching to his left, throws on the run, and Cordero is thrown out.
Rockies fans, now is a good time for you to break open an ice cold Budweiser and enjoy that fresh, pure, natural taste. Nothing beats a Bud, unless it's a 9-0 lead.
There's not much going to beat a 9-0 lead.
That's right.
Laker reached on an error and was hit by a pitch, so he has been on base twice. He is 2 for 7 on the season. He does have an RBI. And that breaking ball that didn't break a whole lot spins out of the strike zone, 1-0. Tim Laker fouling it into the glove of Joe Girardi, and now it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The sidewinder, Steve Reed, warming up in the bullpen. This may be Bryn Smith's last inning. The 1-1 pitch is outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Make that 2 balls and 1 strike.
He's thrown about 72 pitches, in that neighborhood. He'll be around 75 to 80.
It's not too bad.
After 6 innings.
Benavides with a big hop to the big cat. A 3-up, 3-down inning for Bryn Smith. They're leading 9-0. Anything's
a good feat. That's right. You can wave to the helicopter.
And here's a guy that's not working, Doug Moe.
Enjoying a Friday afternoon at the ball yard.
They tell us he's having a terrific time.
Yes.
Here's Charlie.
Dante Bichette. Leading off the bottom of the 6th inning. And here's the offering, and he takes a cut and he misses. No balls and 2 strikes to count. And here's Dwayne Kuiper. This is still your inning. What are you doing?
Trying to get out of it.
You're taking an early nap. You got us to 9-0, and now you want to relax?
So Bichette behind 0-2. And that's right back up the middle, cut off by Cordero. And he throws Bichette out. Of all the days to throw it to you early. Not a good idea. So Bichette grounds out. 6-3, and that'll bring up Galarraga. Galarraga is flied out twice and singled home a run in the 4th inning. Andres Galarraga. And we're keeping our fingers crossed about Charlie Hayes.
Strained left hamstring. It will be day to day.
Right on cue, Mike Swanson into the booth, letting us know.
But also we have the footnote. It is now official. The attendance today, 80,227. 80227. Breaking 2 marks. Opening day and largest day crowd. All right.
1-0 pitch to Galarraga, a swing and a miss. So Hayes is day to day. Left hamstring. I mentioned Mike Swanson, his staff, some of the people that really had a lot to do to get everything ready for us and for the members of the media. Galarraga fouls it out of play.
Continental Airlines, official airline of the Colorado Rockies, proving one airline can make a difference in Colorado.
Talking about the PR department headed by Swanson. Coley, Karen down in that department. Also the ticket department headed by Sue Ann McLaren. They had their work cut out for them.
Oh, boy.
And boy, did they come through. Also wanted to mention Pat Doherty, the head of the scouting department.
All the scouts are here.
They're all here with their wives.
They brought them all in. That's great.
They're sitting right below us. And there's Jim Tatum in the on-deck circle. 2-2 pitch to Galarraga. Cordero can't come up with it. Galarraga with a base hit. A 1-out single for the big cat. He is now 2 for 4. And Tatum will bat for the first time. Tatum is 1 for 1.
And sets a record. He appeared in the last minor league game played in this stadium as a member of the Zephyrs and appears in the first as a member of the Rockies.
And he takes a strike.
Put up some strong numbers last year.
Yes, he did. MVP. And it's a special moment, I'm sure, for him.
Yes.
On the opening day roster. And then he breaks up Brett Saberhagen's no-hitter on Wednesday. Another breaking ball and another good spot by Gardner. And it's 0-2. Andres Galarraga aboard with a 1-out single. Tatum is at the plate. On deck is Gerald Clark. Rockies leading 9-0. And we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Outside to Tatum. 1 ball and 2 strikes. No one is leaving.
Oh, no. You don't want to leave the place to be.
Isn't that the truth? Now Tatum steps out, tired of waiting for Gardner. Charlie Hayes had belted a 2-run home run. He had singled and he had hit into a double play. 1-2 pitch to Tatum as he fights this one off and hits it into the seats, and the count stays the same. 80,227.
Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
And what a beautiful sight.
And this is just the opening of a 7-game homestand that could reach well above the 400,000 mark.
Tatum swings the bat, and as we said, the bat or ball is going to find Bullock.
Bullock, he has to be gun shy by now. Oh, yeah.
This is the second strikeout for Gardner.
Here is the swing.
Bullock saying, put me out of my misery. Somebody throw the bat at me. Good down and away breaking ball, and this is what happened. Bullock getting out of the area.
A nice little hook throw motion with the bat.
Here's Gerald Clark. Fastball outside. Clark, double in the first inning, lined into a double play in the third, and singled in the fifth. (9-0). Rockies on their way to win #1 in franchise history.
And in a most impressive manner right from the get-go, Eric Young led off the bottom of the first inning with a solo home run.
2 balls and no strike. Yeah, you talk about just getting it going with a bang, and he did. Now Gardner having a hard time throwing strikes to Gerald Clark. Did not have that problem pitching to Tatum. 3 balls and no strike. Joe Girardi is on deck. And that's a strike. Gardner pours that fastball right in there.
Our next television game tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock, here at Mile High Stadium against Montreal. David Need will be back on the mound for the Rockies.
Clark on the 3-1 pitch comes up empty, and now it's a full count.
And we'll be back Sunday afternoon at 1, also against Montreal. Then Monday night at 7 o'clock against the New York Mets. All times Rocky times. That, of course, will be the first night game for the Rockies in history.
3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Galarraga, the runner at first, will be moving. He goes, and Clark fouls it off the screen. David Need probably silently saying to himself, save some for
Yes.
me.
Just a few.
But what a great example of how to pitch and win by Bryn Smith. Clark gets jammed, base hit over the leaping Lansing, and he's aboard with his 3rd base hit. Gerald Clark with a single. On the play, Galarraga to 3rd. And here's Joe Girardi.
Interesting statement by Don Baylor. If we don't start hitting, we'll see some changes in the lineup on Saturday. I think everybody heard it.
No changes necessary.
No, that's right. They're saying, whoa, wait a minute.
So Girardi is 1 for 3. He doubled and scored in the 5th inning. A 1-0 pitch is out of the strike zone again. 2-0.
And with Girardi, the number 7 hitter, Dale Murphy and Vinny Castilla are quickly loosening up. We may see the double switch on the pitching change.
And this is not spring training. Up high. Gardner said, give me another baseball. That one does not have any strikes in it. Over at third is Galarraga. At first, Gerald Clark. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning with the Rockies leading 9-0. Rockies have banged out 14 base hits. Girardi takes a strike. It's 3-1. "14 base hits. The Expos have committed 4 errors. 3-1 pitch to Girardi is up high. The bases are loaded for Freddie Benavides. So Gardner issues his first walk, and Benavides comes up with the bases loaded. He singled in his last at bat. If the sun comes out, and it's trying to, we'll check to see where the shadows are. And a chant of Freddie here at the ballpark, and he takes a strike. Bases are loaded with 2 outs for Freddie Benavides. In the dirt, a nice play by Laker. One ball and 1 strike to Benavides. And that's outside 2-1. It looks like Tim Spear.
Yes, he
He's come into the game, and he is now catching. So Spear is the new catcher. 2 balls and 1 strike. And that's a strike. Now it's 2-2. Take a look at the base runners. Galarraga is the base runner at third. Taking his lead at second is Gerald Clark. And doing the same at first is Joe Girardi. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Freddie Benavides. And the pitch in the dirt. So Gardner really wanted to get Benavides out with the 2-2 pitch.
Seen in his hotel room.
So he
In fact, in spring training, the Expos AAA ball club had 3 players with chickenpox.
Is that right?
Yes.
So that's still, I guess it all had something to do with that then. That's Willie Blair down in the Rockies bullpen.
And for the Expos, that's Bruce Walton. The big cat scoops it up unassisted. We have 2 away.
But so many times you look at the injuries of players and you get used to things like hamstrings, groins, rotator cuffs, strained arms, elbows. To see chicken pox, I don't know, it just doesn't seem to fit in that category.
What is wrong with this picture? But like any childhood, quote, disease, when you're an adult and you get it, it's really devastating.
Oh, it's a bear.
Yeah. Here's Mike Lansing. Lansing, we mentioned earlier, was born in Rawlins, Wyoming. Attended Natrona County High School in Casper, Wyoming. One of 3 Casper High School products in the big leagues. Cincinnati pitcher Tom Browning and Baltimore outfielder Mike Devereaux. They both went to Kelly Walsh High. Fly ball, Dale Murphy in right field. And he makes the play. 3 up and 3 down. We're in the middle of the 7th inning. Here in the bottom of the 7th, Darrell Boston will be batting for Smith. And that means that Steve Reed will be coming in. in the next half inning. On the mound is Bruce Walton, and he becomes the third pitcher of the afternoon for the Montreal Expos. An uninvited guest being escorted from the field. That's the reason for the delay, and it's not worth any airtime. The new Rocky Mountain News has news to share now with 4 colorful big league sections every day, still in the easy-to-read format that you like so well. Darryl Boston. And he looks at a call strike.
Well, anytime you have a veteran outfielder like Darryl Boston, you can be sure that he would like to have more playing time. And Don Baylor will do whatever he can to get Darryl Boston some at-bats. But remember now with Dale Murphy, here are a couple of guys that are going to try to get some at-bats, and it's going to be hard to do for Baylor.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it's inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Darryl Boston. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning in the home opener for the Colorado Rockies. And the Rockies lead it 9-0. Here's the pitch. He lines it up the middle for a base hit. For Eric Young. What a day he has had. He opens the bottom of the first with a solo home run. On and a walk, scores in the second. A base hit in the fourth, and he scores. And a single and a second RBI, and that was in the fifth. Here's the pitch. And he does it again. He finds the hole. He is 4 for 4. And Boston moves down to second.
Well, sometimes hitting can be so easy. And then you have to look back at the 2 games in New York when it was so difficult. But for Eric Young right now, he'd like to get up 3 or 4 more times.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't care who they are. And Alex Cole looks at a call strike. In fact, this is the kind of a ball game that Eric Young would like to be on the road. He might get an extra at bat. He might get the hit in the 9th. And right now, of course, it doesn't look like the Rockies will come up in the 9th. Lou is there and makes the play. And we have 1 away. And the ovation is for Dale Murphy. This is his official welcome to the Colorado Rockies by the fans here in Mile High Stadium. And what a class man he is. A standing O. And the breaking pitch by Walton is away. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning with 1 out. And a 1-0 count to Dale Murphy. And it's away. 2-0.
In this particular spot, Charlie, I think the fans here at Mile High want to see Dale Murphy swing the bat. They do not want to see him walk.
Footnote, 2 home runs away from the 400 mark. Strike call.
And I agree with the fans.
Oh, yes.
I mean, Dale Murphy is one of those players where you come out to the park to see him swing.
Yes.
You don't come out to the park to see him leave his bat on his shoulder.
And Boston will score. It's 10-0. And Dale Murphy has the RBI. And what a sweet swing this man has.
Boy, it really is. He just hits it right past Cordero. And that's a classic swing we have enjoyed watching over the years.
So now with one away, a run in the bottom of the seventh. 10 runs on 17 hits. Ironically, that matches the number on the uniform of David Need, who starts tomorrow. And like you mentioned earlier, he's got to be saying, save a few for me.
Please put some in the bank.
Andres Galarraga. 0-1 the count to the big cat. And Walden comes high and inside. Eric Young is the runner at second. And Dale Murphy is aboard at first.
Felipe trying to figure out how to stop the bleeding. What a tremendous player he was.
And time is called.
I remember as a kid watching him with the Milwaukee Braves. And of course he had the pleasure of, you mentioned earlier, playing with his two brothers on the same team. Jesus Alou and Matty Alou.
1963 with the Giants. Strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. And it's fouled away.
Now Bullock's starting to think maybe they've forgotten about him at third. You know, I don't want to sound like I'm poking fun of the young kid. He's going to have a terrific career in front of him. And it goes back to what we said before. You just got to forget about it, have a short memory. I guess it's like a defensive back in football. You got to forget it. I know what you're going through, kid, because I've been there.
Base hit down the line. And Eric Young will score. And it is 11-0. Galarraga, his third single of the afternoon and his second RBI.
And this is a cue job right off the end, the old cue stick. You see those big, powerful right-handed hitters. First basemen don't usually play on the line for guys like that. And because of that, Galarraga just snuck one inside the bag.
And here is Jim Tatum. And it's strike one. Tatum is 0 for 1 in the ballgame. The runners at the corners. Dale Murphy is at third, and over at first is Andres Galarraga. And Tatum is the hitter. And don't forget, Domino's and the Colorado Rockies have teamed up to offer you a Rockies pizza special for only $9.99. So give Domino's a call, but to ask for your Rockies special. Remember the price, only $9.99, and a portion of all of the money will be donated from each sale to the Rockies Youth Foundation. Fly ball, right field with one away. Alou has it.
2 strikeouts for Willie Blair, and he did that in New York on Wednesday afternoon.
And he will face Moises Alou. And he throws the first strike right by him. We thought the Rockies Fest was held Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but in reality, they held it over.
Hey, maybe it'll
for today.
Spill into the whole weekend. You know, let's hope so.
Deep left field. Clark goes back at the warning track and makes the play. And we have one away. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Marquise Grissom. Visit Chrysler's minivan store for remarkable savings on Plymouth Voyager, Grand Voyager, and Chrysler's Town and Country. Chrysler's premier minivans on sale during Chrysler's National Minivan Sale going on right now. Here's the pitch. And it's a call strike. Willie Blair in relief of Bryn Smith, who went 7, gave up 6 hits and no runs. And the 1-1. And this one is fouled back. Look out. Right past our shoulder. You notice. We got it. It's all right.
We got it, and they won it. Throw it out.
Here you go. Yo! Out the window. You notice how, with the great hands that I ducked immediately.
Yeah, we were taught to use both.
Base hit.
Now, Marquise Grissom, who did something there that a lot of base runners do. They hit that spot right in front of the bag to make a turn. And when you do that, a lot of times that plant leg, watch this plant right here. It went up right out from under him. And he ended up sprawling between first and second. Of course, you always go back and look at the ground to make sure that the fans know you didn't do that on your own.
That's right, yes. There was a big hole there, and I stepped in.
It's a veteran's move.
Here is Frank Bullock. And it's outside.
We were talking about how the ball will find that guy that is struggling a little bit, and I noticed that one whizzed right by you.
Finding me. We should have kept it for a souvenir. We shouldn't have given that one away. Oh, yes, we should. The fans deserve it. Double play. We're in the middle of the 8th, and the Rockies lead it 11-0. The pitch. And Clark looks at a call strike. Gerald scored in the bottom of the 5th. And Bullock makes the play. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Colorado Rockies and may not be a double in the 5th, and he has scored. In fact, of the starting 8 position players, only Galarraga, who has 3 singles and a pair of RBIs, and Benavides, who has a single and an RBI, have not scored. And the 1-0 pitch. Now, this is how we did it today, Skipper.
Donnie Baylor looking at his lineup card to see who is in the game and who has played thus far. And Don Baylor, of course, is his right-hand man in the dugout. Make that Don Zimmer, and those two will be in conversation a lot this year.
Yes. 2-2. We have 2 down.
Well, we've seen some line drives today.
Yes.
Gerald Clark lined one. And here's Girardi. Now that is The guy that is just trying to protect his face, Walton.
And the hitter is Vinny Castillo. Pick up your Coca-Cola inaugural Rockies 8-ounce collector's bottle at your favorite retailer today and commemorate the Rockies' first season with Coca-Cola. And it's outside.
Well, this for Vinny Castillo. This is his first at bat of the 1993 season.
And he fouls it off. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning with 2 away. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Castillo. Lansing scoops it up and throws him out. So we have 3 up and 3 down. After 8 are complete, the Rockies lead it 11-0.
Games, 13 strikeouts in 13 and a third inning. So Steve Reed, guy who likes to throw sidearm, submarine style, he'll do just about anything on the mound angle-wise to throw that hitter off.
And he should face John Vanderwall, Will Cordero, and the catcher Tim Spear. And here is Vanderwall. And that is a wicked-looking pitch when he comes low right side submarine ball 1. Vanderwall is 0 for 3 in the ballgame. And he has his first hit. In the power alley, he can go for 2. And they'll hold him there. So Steve Reed is greeted by Vanderwall's double. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Will Cordero, who, like Vanderwall prior to his at-bat, he is 0 for 3. He's flied out, bounced out twice. Don't forget to be with us tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. Our next television game will also be on the air Sunday afternoon at 1, and then our first night telecast Monday night at 7 against the New York Mets. Of course, tomorrow and Sunday against these same Montreal Expos. The beginning of the historic opening weekend for the Colorado Rockies, and what a beginning it is. 0-2 the count.
Steve Reed is, his history indicates to us that against left-handers he will have some trouble. Against right-handers he can just be vicious on them. He's just tough.
Yes, he is.
That ball moves into those left-handed hitters, and the reason it's so difficult for right-handed hitters is the ball is moving away from them, especially a slider which has that frisbee type action.
And it's a base hit up the middle, and they're going to hold the runner. Galarraga cuts it off. And so the Expos now with runners on the corners. And here is the catcher, Tim Spear. The Rockies would like to hold on to the opening day shutout. And Reed comes inside for ball 1. Fly ball left field. Darrell Boston, this should score the run. And it's an 11-1 ball game. And the boos are for the shutout that just went away. So Spear gets the sacrifice fly in the RBI. One away, and the throw into second, holding Cordero at first. And Darren Fletcher is the hitter. And a count of a ball and a strike to Fletcher. Murphy goes back and makes the play at the train. As Fletcher lines deep to Dale Murphy and right.
And you think he's a happy man, Charlie? Jerry McMorris.
Yes.
The man in charge.
And now just one away from the first victory in the history of the Colorado Rockies. And Lou Frazier is the hitter. He is 0 for 1 in the ballgame. And it's fouled off.
I am amazed, Charlie, that this ballpark is still full.
And you can feel the goosebumps. Almost everybody standing. The attendance today, 80,227. Here's the pitch, and it's inside.
You almost get that feeling that their attitude is, we have waited this long, we want to see it all.
Yes. Outside. 3-1. So Steve Reed is prolonging the inevitable moment. And the pitch to Frazier. And it's outside. And he walks it. And that is the first walk given up by the Rockies today. And that will bring up Mike Lansing.
Now, Donnie Baylor just wanting to settle down Steve Reed, say, listen, you know, we've got this one in our back pocket. Now, you just make sure that you don't lose all kinds of concentration. You know, you're feeling good about yourself. Now, let's go. Let's get it over with.
And it's ball one. Strike called. 1-1. And it's outside. Two balls, one strike, the count to Lansing. The Expos with 2 runners aboard. This one is deep and may carry out of here, and it does. So Mike Lansing from Casper, Wyoming, hits the 3-run home run. And it's an 11-4 ball game.
Well, the fans just threw the ball back out on the field. And Lansing will be happy about that because he'll get to take it home. And this is Jerry McMorris watching as this ball left the park.
And it was well tagged by Lansing, no question about it. And here's Moises Alou. He is 2 for 4 with a triple and a single. Dale Murphy, right field, retires this time. The time, 5:48 on a Friday afternoon in Denver. That one moment in time for the Colorado Rockies. Their first victory as they defeat the Montreal Expos 11-4. And we'll be back to share the celebration in just a moment.
Balls in the first inning where Bryn Smith needed to get out of the inning. Yeah, they were all routine plays. Nevertheless, he made them, and it set the stage for a great game.
And Eric Young, as our Coors Extra Gold Player of the Game, will receive a $250 gift certificate from the Shane Company. The final score, once again, the Rockies rule 11-4.
Down at the 28-yard line.